give me the thumbs up when you're all ready. We'll start off.
All right.
Start off with Q&A. Whatever. Got Telemundo.
If you wouldn't mind taking a step forward or two, just a little bit closer.
Yep.
All right. And I'm good whenever you are.
Ready?
Yep.
Yes. So,
Good,
go ahead.
Good evening. I'm Judge Peter Sakai, your Bexar County judge. What a wonderful evening, a beautiful evening. Obviously, the results, the early voting results, and the first day results from today are coming in. It appears that referendum A will pass at this point 57% to 43%. Referendum B, 53% to 47%. Obviously, the night is not over, and we have to wait till the final last vote is taken, but things are looking very good for the passage of referendum A, which is the county venue tax to support the county facilities, the Frost Bank Center, Joe Harry Freeman Coliseum, and the Coliseum grounds. B is for the new sports venue for the San Antonio Spurs. And so tonight is a victory for all and everyone in this community. I first want to give a shout out to all the voters. They have spoken, and we must respect their wishes when the final vote is tabulated and we'll get the final count. I also want to say thank you because it shows that democracy works in Bexar County and that we must respect the will of the voters. And so tonight is an opportunity for the county now to move forward. As county judge, I will want to make sure that the revitalization of the east side is first and foremost, especially in regards to referendum A. And referendum B, sure, the Spurs have now an opportunity for a new sports venue, understanding that the Spurs and the rodeo have actually outgrown each other. And so this is a win-win for one of our most valuable corporate partners. The San Antonio Spurs and the San Antonio Rodeo give much back to this community. They are major employers who create jobs. They are a great corporate citizen that bring great value in the international world and attracting businesses to our community. And finally, they give back much in philanthropy, scholarships, playgrounds. They do so much for this community, and I truly believe what today's vote will reflect is our appreciation and our value to the San Antonio Spurs and to the San Antonio Rodeo. We now are prepared to move forward for economic growth, for economic prosperity, to bring more high-paying jobs. And let us not forget the people that perhaps opposed referendum in B. I want to say thank you to them because they reminded all of us that we still have a duty to protect the least of us. And so as county judge, I will continue to advocate for affordable housing. I will advocate for community resources. I will advocate for workforce development. I will advocate for higher paying jobs so that we can lift everybody up in this community. So thank you to everybody who participated and made democracy work in Bexar County tonight.
What do the next steps look like in terms of hammering out a deal between the city, the Spurs, and the county for the arena?
Oh, that is the hardest part. I believe one of the misinformation was they thought a deal was done. That's far from it. We are going to continue to look at the revitalization of the east side. You'll see some proposals coming out by the county through the Coliseum Advisory Board that we have an opportunity to make a game-changing situation out there that will provide economic growth. And then two, with the Spurs venue, what we need to do is focus in on the infrastructure, especially around the community. The community has spoken loud. We have a lot of issues of parking, traffic, flow. All those issues must be dealt first in order that we heard the issues and what the needs of our community were, especially from those that stood in opposition. I will just ask them to let's now come together. What's important tonight is that we come together as a community to work for the common good, to work for common purpose, to work what's good for all of us. And so that's the reason why this is not a win-win situation just for the Spurs or the rodeo, but this is a win-win for the community.
At this point, can you declare victory for Prop A at this point?
I am cautiously optimistic that both referendums will pass, and we will see that in the morning, but you don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Does the county have a plan right now if for some reason like Prop A does pass and maybe Prop B doesn't? Is there a plan if one passes and the other doesn't?
We'll all assess that and regroup if any of those situations become reality. But tonight, it looks like both referendum A and B are passing with significant majorities.
So there's people in the community that are afraid on the consequences short term. For example, people that work in hotels, they're afraid that people won't be visiting San Antonio, people that work on the Riverwalk. Those are short-term problems they see. They see the big picture, but can you send a message to them tonight, people who are worried about...
We're going to make sure that nobody gets taken advantage of with the opportunities that these referendums bring. We want to make sure that the contracts that will be used for construction or for whatever is used to build out both referendums, let's make sure that our local vendors, our local contractors, our local companies, let's make sure that the low-wage earners in the hotel industry are protected and making sure they get living wage stipulations. That's part of the contract that the city and the county and the Spurs and the rodeo can all make to make sure that we're protecting all citizens of Bexar County.
How do you feel that the elections department performed during this vote, and can you kind of talk to why some folks are maybe still standing in line late this evening?
Well, at this point, I am going to call a meeting in the Elections Commission. Michelle Carew has been notified. I'm going to want a debriefing on all the issues that you're raising tonight. It's my understanding that the early vote was not given out promptly because the polls had not closed. We're going to review all that. We're going to ask Michelle Carew, our elections administrator, to come in and be held accountable and answer up for all those criticisms or questions that people may have. I believe, though, we want to make sure that the vote is accurate and that there are no mistakes made, and I have full confidence that Michelle Carew has done that as our elections administrator.
Now that this is rolling toward actually happening, this non-binding term sheet, the city-owned facility, the Spurs pays rent to the city, and the city got $75 million.
City and county.
City $75 million in community benefits. Why should Bexar County pay for this?
Well, because that was asked of us, and it was necessary for us to use our county venue tax by an election, by law, and I as county judge wanted to put that vote to the voters, which they did tonight, and I think they've spoken pretty clearly tonight.
And now I want to talk about the east side. What do those next steps look like, and with the RFQs on Willow Springs, and sort of making sure that there's development beyond this $192 million?
That's correct. You're going to start seeing other projects that we have been basically not putting out because we did not want to cause any further confusion or misinformation. And so we have the opportunity to remake not only the county facilities, the Coliseum grounds, to a year-round rodeo business plan with the use of the rodeo industry, but we also have the Willow Springs Golf Course that perhaps we can put an anchor tenant so that it becomes a tourist destination along the Salado Creek and really make those infrastructure improvements. Further down the line is the deindustrialization of that particular area, which means can we move out the warehouses in those particular areas so that we can bring in affordable housing, we can bring in hospitals, we can bring in schools, we can bring in those things that build a community and bring children and families to the urban core. That's what we need to do. We need economic growth and economic prosperity for all our citizens, both our corporate partners, but the people that live on a day-to-day basis. I will announce that we have a food drive in partnership with the food bank tomorrow at the Freeman at 7 o'clock. I'm getting up at 7 a.m. to come out and make sure that the least of us, people that need food insecurity, are going to be dealt with and in partnership with the food bank. But this is, I believe, reason why I see the compassion, the heart, the strength of Bexar County. Not only do we help celebrate the victory of referendums A and B, but tomorrow, I get up tomorrow and take care of families that have food insecurity, and Bexar County is going to lead in the way on a food security summit, a healthcare summit, because we've got some really tough issues about food insecurity, healthcare access insecurity, and housing insecurity. We've got a lot of issues that we must always recognize, and that was my commitment, especially to those people that were in opposition to A and B and wanted the county to focus in on the needs of the community. We haven't forgotten those people.
Do you think the passage of these two propositions puts you in a better position in the primary against Ron Ehrenberg?
No comment. We'll let everything fall into play. Tonight was a victory for the citizens of Bexar County.
Anything else, guys?
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And then we're having a press. Did you tell my press conference tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.